how do you deal with just general like doubt and when things go bad? How do you deal with that? I think there's a lot of doubt when people just want to go do their own thing or just do something different. Like how do you deal with that?
Yeah. So I mean, before Canix is not the first startup I tried to start, and the first startup I tried to start, I basically just took a lot of extrinsic motivation, and I was like, I want to prove to everyone that I can do this.
Okay.
And it really was just like, I want to prove I can do this. I want to prove to myself. I want to prove to my mom. I want to prove to the people around me, like that I can start a company that can like be revenue generating. And so I don't actually think to start a company it needs to be at all like intrinsically motivated at first. I think now a lot of my motivations are intrinsic. But yeah, I guess with that doubt, I just like, in the beginning, I was just like, if I fail, it's going to be really embarrassing. And like, I just kept thinking that. And I just like said like, okay, I'm just going to like keep going. I know other people have started companies before. I think I can do it. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to do it. Like so many people start companies who I think like are not exceptionally smart or exceptionally talented or exceptionally hardworking. I think there's really a myth of a founder that you have to just like be like amazing or like super talented or just like really exceptional. I think you just need to be really stubborn and really shameless. And I think then if you just like persist, you will get there, like with something. So
okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds like for you the keys have been persistence, and I love that we're talking about this. It's so true, and I even struggled with it myself, and just thinking, oh well, like I'm not that smart, or I'm not that this, or I'm not that, and I think a lot of people go through that. Like, what would you tell someone that is dealing with that? Like I'm not smart enough, or I don't have enough resources, or I don't have enough this. What would you tell them? Because it's so easy to say, oh, persistence, but like I just sometimes that's like leaned on a little bit too much. Although it is somewhat true. But like what would you tell people?
I would say I wish you could see the diversity of founders that I've met like in my startup career. It's not like there's just so many people who you wouldn't think of as like classically smart or like classically hardworking. I mean, there are people when I was starting a company in Bali who were like working like 5 hours a week and had like 150K per year businesses. And like there's a lot of ways to start a company, and there's so many different types of people that start a company. So there's not one archetype. So you probably are smarter than you realize, and you probably are more hardworking than you realize. But even if you take like the worst version of yourself possible, there's probably still someone who started a company like with your like perceived skill set.